name is Joanna Ankuma Ade. I'm the comms officer from SEND Ghana. In February, we received support. We received an invite from WACSI to participate in a digital security strengthening training. And the training basically sought to give us the capacity in digital and cyber security. So the training has benefited us immensely. For instance, in-house, most of my colleagues are now very much aware of the cyber security threats and pitfalls that could impact us or affect us if we don't take steps to initiate certain protocols. And so when we received the training, we came back. What we did was, one, initially all our machines had the same password. So you can go to one of my colleagues' machine and type a particular password, and the machine you can access it. So what we did was we encouraged all staff to change the password on the machine, and they did.
The passwords we're using on our laptops were all the same. So as this training came, it opened our eyes and we realized that each user of the official machines must have a unique password to manage the equipment. And we also adopted the regular updates of our passwords.
We also instituted a two-factor authentication on the machines. We also, even their personal phones, that's to secure their devices. Most of them now have the two-step authentication on their WhatsApp phones, and so that's like an extra layer of protection for their devices. Management, this is something that I think management is very, very interested in, and so we have, as a result of the training, we're supposed to come up with a digital security policy, and we have been tasked to develop that policy, send it to the board for approval. And so this policy will serve as like steps or protocols that will guide how we interact with our emails, how we interact online, our devices and all that. Yeah, so in-house, I would say that the awareness is very high. A lot of my colleagues are aware of cybersecurity issues. So most of my colleagues who used to click on like links they couldn't verify now wouldn't click on a link that they don't know the source. Yeah, they will check. One thing they will do is when they receive an email, they will check the sender and the receiver to make sure that it's from the right person. Yeah, so the changes are very evident in how we conduct our digital and how we can conduct ourselves in the digital space as well. Yes. In addition, we instituted a system where we are backing up all our project information report offline, so that we can access this. Even when we have issues with the cloud, we can always have access to our project information offline. Sorry. So as part of the project, we received a $2,000 grant from MOTT Foundation and WACSI to provide support to the district monitoring committee. So the district monitoring committee is a community of persons living with HIV and TB who are tasked to monitor the quality of healthcare services at ART centers. And so this, as part of the project, we chose them to provide like a step-down training. So that's what the money went to. The money was used to provide a 2-day step-down training for them. And the training was, I would say, very practical. So the first day we did the assessing your digital self, social engineering, and they were blown away because most of them didn't even know what social engineering was. And also we made them watch videos on social engineering so they can identify what social engineering. I think the key takeaway is the fact that a social engineer doesn't need to necessarily interact with you to do what they have to do. And so most of them are very much conscious. And the main reason we chose them is because they collect sensitive health data from the ART centers. And so it's important that they understand the need to put in place procedures to protect the data. And so one of the things we taught them is password safety, securing their devices. And then also because they are a vulnerable group, online online safe browsing became also a very relevant part of the training that benefited them. And so I would say that throughout the training they were blown away by the content, and it was an eye-opener for them. After the training, they will come to you like, oh, I didn't even know this was a thing, but now I know. So initially, when we were planning and organizing the training, the chief of party, who is in charge of the project, told us, like, saw how important and relevant this training would be to the DMCs, and so there was the suggestion to increase because the $2,000 could only cater for 14 people. So there was a suggestion to increase to 25. But because the funding had already, for that particular project, the budgeting had already been done, they decided to move it to next year to make it a core part of their activity that they'll be implementing next year. So next year there will be a training that will be done for a larger DMC group of about 50 people. Yeah, so this is a testament to how relevant the training is, and how generally we in-house we see, like, how we think it will benefit the DMC. So we are intending on scaling it up using funding from the project. We spoke to the donor, and the donor agreed, and they also saw the need to do this. And so coming next year, we'll be scaling it up to include 50 more members of the DMCs. So thank you, MOTT Foundation, thank you, WACSI, for the training in-house. I think words can't describe how we feel. We are grateful for your support. The process was smooth, from the planning to the providing updates. You know, I wouldn't say there was a moment where we had any challenges. And so we are grateful to the WACSI team who were in charge of this project, and yes, we are grateful.